Hey, how's it going, everybody on YouTube? I'm back again here with another video, and this is pretty much like a different topic. So, well, of course, it's a different topic because it's a different video. But I just want to talk about the popular books. Now, I like this is considered like pop literature, or was I know a lot of people just call it pop literature. That's the big thing. I'm talking about books like Twilight, and this is like, I mean, it's like the more popular thing at the time. So you're like, you got your pop literature like Harry Potter. What was another one? Yeah, like I said, Twilight. Right now the big thing is 50 Shades of Grey. So that's also considered pop literature. So like a lot of people, usually when you see like different books that come into the mainstream and they get like really big, it's because it's a book that somebody writes that they think that can hit a wide demographic. Again, something like a Harry Potter or a Lord of the Rings. At the time, Lord of the Rings was a really big deal. Like there's still like a ton of Lord of the Rings fans out there. And a lot of them they've went over to Game of Thrones because that's the big thing now is Game of Thrones. So, and Game of Thrones could be considered pop literature too. Pretty much, of course, as you can probably guess from the name, pop literature, short for popular literature. So that's the literature that, of course, circulates throughout, makes big sales, becomes like a really, becomes a like a New York best time seller, or whatever of that nature. I mean, so when you're, the thing is if you want to make it in the literary world, usually those are like the titles that a lot of people gravitate towards. That's why when Hunger Games came out and it did as well as it did, you saw like a huge flux of just like young adult novels, because that was the hot thing now. The new hot thing now is the young. I don't know if the young adult novel thing phased out, because I know it was getting like a steady like back to back hit of young adult novels. I know he was getting them in movies, but I think there's still actually like some young adult novels still coming out and they're still popular. Like I think they're still doing the Maze Runner series, and then I think they're still doing. I still think they're doing like the Allegiance series, because there's a lot of books in that series. I just went to the book loft not that long ago and seen like a shelf full of. So yeah, you like that's the new hot thing right now. Those are all pop novels. That's all pop literature right there, because they're books that, what they are is they're usually books that that appeal to a much wider demographic. So like so maybe like the only reason why, like, I don't consider, for instance, like James Patterson, I don't I don't consider his stuff too much of pop literature, because like, yeah, he's a big writer. He's a huge writer. Like he's like really big in the literary world. But the reason why I don't consider his stuff pop literature is because his stuff doesn't really appeal to like a wide on it. So like you're not going to get like a, maybe I'm wrong about this, but his books don't target like the young adult audience as it would like target like his fan base, because James Patterson has written so much stuff over time that he's just developed that fan base. But somebody like E.L. James, who just came out of nowhere, her books target more of like a demographic. So therefore, her stuff is considered pop literature. I consider that pop literature because it's everywhere, and again, like I said, it targets a demographic, and everybody and their mom pretty much reads 50 Shades of Grey. I ran to dudes who I didn't think would read 50 Shades of Grey, told me about 50 Shades of Grey before I even read it. So I mean, that's just the thing, man. Like it's just pop novel, or Pop novels. Yeah, pop novels. So yeah, pop literature just usually, to me, pop literature pretty much revolves around a widely targeted demographic. So like everybody and their mom can read a YA novel, but not everybody is going to read, like, again, a James Patterson novel, or a more graphic novel, or like something like graphic content in it and stuff like that, like blood and guts and violence, or even like me, like the crime genre. The crime genre is not really considered is not considered like a pop is not a pop sensation type literature. It's just not. I mean, I'm telling you, there's probably like more. There's more pop. There's like, I'm telling you, like a Harry Potter will pretty much like outsell like a L.A. Confidential. You know what I mean? Because L.A. Confidential is more of like a crime thriller novel, and Harry Potter is just more of like a again, pop literature. Like, it's going to appeal to a much wider audience. So that's going to do a lot better than like a L.A. Confidential will, or what's that? This one dude, he had a really, I thought, a creative novel I did called the novel's called Money to Burn. I can't remember the name of the author who wrote it, but it's called Money to Burn, and that is more of like a crime thriller, more, yeah, just more of like a crime thriller, or a thriller, however you want to put it. But even that won't outsell like a Harry Potter, or won't outdo like 50 Shades of Grey. No matter how good the content is on both novels, usually it's about what novel's going to do better versus what novel, because you're gonna look for more of the successful novel. Like, you're gonna hear more of, if you don't delve into like the literary world like me or maybe somebody else does, you're gonna look for the novel that's getting more of word of mouth. Like, everybody's gonna look for that word of mouth novel, and that's what I was trying to say. Like, if you ever want to make it into the literary world, you do have to, like, unfortunately, you got to follow trends. I don't even blame people, because I used to get mad like when these authors would come out and just jump on a trend or ride a wave or something like that. But at the same time, I can kind of understand it. I mean, if you want to get out there in the literary world, it's all about, unfortunately, it's not about the quality of the book anymore. It's about what will sell. I think that's really sad. Yes, I think all writers should strive to put out really good material and not just follow a trend. But in the age that we live in 2017, even for trends even go. We've been following trends for the last decade, since 2007. It's all been about following trends. You know what's hot. So this book is hot. Well, everybody's going to gravitate more towards this book because this book is hot. So that's why you got your 50 Shades of Greys doing good. That's why you had your Twilights doing good. That's why you got your Harry Potters doing good. Maze Runners and the 50 other young adult novels that followed after it. It's pretty much all about what's going to sell and what's going to follow a trend. But that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to definitely put some more stuff up. I would just like for you to comment, like, subscribe this channel, if possible, and I will see you at the next one.